They say to sync up the audio, the best thing to do is clap, but I've actually found that snapping is a lot better. It sounds nicer, it's more appealing, and I don't know, it's just more clear on the microphone. Just a fun nerd fact no one needs to hear. So I'm a writer. In case you didn't know, I like to create in any way that I possibly can, and writing is another way of expressing myself, and God, that sounds so lame. It's another way of coping with a lot of different things. And even though I haven't gone through like the shittiest things in the world, I've definitely gone through some things, and writing helps tremendously. Like, it's not even funny how much it helps. Currently going through a lot of crazy seasonal depression right now. Seasonal depression is real. It is a thing, and I am experiencing it like no other. So writing has been a thing that has helped me tremendously within the past couple of months. So I've been writing a lot. Mostly I write journal entries and just kind of chronicle everything. But lately I've been trying to add more poetry in there because I really enjoy writing poems. So I was kind of like inspired last night because I was watching one of Dodie Clark's videos, and she was reading, I don't think she read anything specifically about her eating, but mentioned that she did write about her eating in the book. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna write about my eating. And I just kind of came in like 5 minutes, so this is just a very rough like poem, but I think it needs to be said, so I'm gonna read it. So let's go. Right now the title is Eat, but that may change, who knows. I really hate titling my poems, honestly. I can never think of anything interesting, so we'll see. It's easy. Pick something delightful and consume it. Your stomach is rumbling, not a single thing has entered your body, yet it's past 4 o'clock. I'm far too busy to eat, I say, shutting off the hunger like a switch. I become numb to the fact that my hands are shaky and my head feels funny. That feeling in my stomach becomes a normality. I sit, I eat. My mind is blank. Suddenly, like clockwork. Blood rushes to my head, my heart pounds, butterflies rush to my stomach, and my skin feels tingly. All of a sudden, I begin chewing sand. I stop. I'm full, my brain says, and I go about my day feeling accomplished. There it is, guys. So a couple of years ago, I think it was 2 years ago now, I made a video on one of my old channels. I can link the video down below if you would like to see a little bit more in depth about my eating. That was the very beginning stages of my eating disorder, and it's like, I call it an eating disorder just because anytime you have a problem with eating, no matter what it is, it's an eating disorder. It's a disorder related to eating, so it's an eating disorder. I don't have anorexia, I don't have bulimia, I don't have anything specific. It doesn't have a title, but I'm very open about it just because I feel like it's not something that should be hidden or not something that should be shied away from, because it's a very real thing and it's a very big deal that a lot of people don't educate themselves on or really know anything about, and so I'm very adamant about talking about it and about writing about it. So I just felt like it needed to be said. And so I think when I tell people that oh, I haven't eaten today, I've barely eaten this week, or they feel like they need to tell me that that's a bad thing, and they need to make sure that I understand that it's a problem and that I need to eat, and then they make me feel shameful for not eating. But the problem is what they don't understand is how it actually feels when I'm in the moment, in the heat of not being able to eat. And I think I only recently really came to terms with the feeling of what it feels like, I guess, when I'm in the heat and I don't want to eat and I can't eat. And I don't think anybody really understands that unless they're going through it or have gone through it before. So I wanted to be able to take that feeling and those emotions in more tangible, easier to understand experiences that I know everybody has experienced before, and put them into words in a poem. So that's what this poem is about. I hope that it wasn't too scary. It's not even that. I don't know, it's so normal to me now, and I know so many people who have experienced this or experienced this daily, and it just comes to the point where it's not that scary to me, even though my brain terrifies me all the time, and I do get scared a lot. Just because it gets to the point where you can't really control it, and when you're not in control of your own brain, it's kind of a terrifying state to be in, and I don't wish that on anybody, ever, because the brain is amazing, and the human brain is just so complex and so crazy, but if you're not careful, it can control you. You have to learn to control it, and that's incredibly difficult, so yes, that's my little tangent right there. I hope if you or any of your friends are going through this, that you will realize that you're not alone and that there's a lot of people that are going through it, which is terrible, but it's the truth. And it doesn't even necessarily have to stem from insecurities about the way you look, which is the scary part, because I'm not insecure about the way I look almost, like, at all, which sounds so cocky, I don't know why. But, like, my body has never really, like, concerned me, and so when I had this eating disorder when it started, it was kind of a terrifying situation to be in and confusing because I didn't expect it to happen to me, and it did. But what are you gonna do? There is really nothing that you can do except for talk to people and try, and writing has helped so much. So yes, that is all I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed this poem. I plan to read more poems in the future because I love reading my poems because I think that they're fun. So yes, adios. Have a great day. Bye.